Personally, I fully contend that racism, classism, and to some extent even culturalism globally represent a human culture of nonsense. I really believe that. Because if you go back to the very dawn of time, when mankind first appeared on this earth, you'll find that the concept of race was just that. It was a concept. It was contrived. It was invented. And not only that, it wasn't even a very good invention at all. Ultimately, it proved to be an entrapment that drowned some civilizations, tore other civilizations completely apart, and alienated people from each other, separated them, and kept them from engaging each other in meaningful interactions that could elevate all of humankind. Somehow, when race crept into the picture, one particular group took it upon themselves, and it doesn't matter where on earth they were. I don't care if it was here in the United States. I don't care if it was other parts of the world during different times of man's history. There was always some other group that felt that they should be superior above other groups. So they would invent all these fantastic stories about the prowess of their particular culture and their particular race and its superiority over others. When the reality is that any given time, that one thing or one particular talent that this culture was known for could be replicated by somebody in another culture where that particular talent was either rare or very uncommon. What that proves is that when given an opportunity, humans will always show that they are just that at the end of the day, which is what we want. Just humans. Nobody is genetically predisposed as a so-called race, which really doesn't exist. It's an artificial concept. And as a so-called culture, they have a leg up over anybody else. There's nothing that this particular culture can do that can't be done by somebody from another culture. Bottom line. So that tells you right there that race as a concept is nonsense. Class as a concept is foolishness. It has no place in the human family at the end of the day. No place at all. And for that reason, when I'm looking around the world today and I'm seeing all these people protesting about this and about that, and I can understand why some people want to do it. There is a lot of injustice in this world. There's a lot of injustice in this world. A lot of it due to people's ideas of class and race. But you know, at the end of the day, if you want to really just engage in a very effective protest, here's what you do. You achieve. And not only do you achieve greatly. You make anybody's idea of race and class as a means, as something that they may be using as a means to prove that they're superior. You make it look stupid by achieving especially the very things that they say that you should not be doing. I'm reminded of the Tuskegee Airmen, 3 of whom I've had the honor of knowing, one of whom actually trained me as a student pilot, was one of my great flight mentors. Back in their day, during the Second World War, they were not supposed to be able to possess the intellectual and a level of proficiency to fly complicated aircraft. Yet they did, and they did it so well that when they were protecting American bombers going into Germany, deep into Germany, there was one particular black squadron that did not allow a single bomber to get shot down by even one German airplane the entire time. I'm also reminded of a time when I was listening to, I was actually surfing through Facebook, and I came across this post of this kid over in Seoul, Korea. I don't even know if the guy spoke English or not, but he did this cover of Luther Vandross's iconic song, If Only for One Night. And I'm telling you right now, if I had stood in the other room, out of sight of this guy, but just I could hear him, you would not have been able to convince me that it was some kid in Seoul, Korea, and not a black person. He sounded that good. He sounded awesome. What does that prove? Nobody has a monopoly on any ability, any skill, or any concept over another group of people. Whatever you can do, I can do. Whatever I can do, you can do. Why? Because we're human, and basically speaking, all things being equal, we have the same abilities. That's what I want to leave with you tonight. As you're watching all this craziness go on around us right now over this subject of race and the history of injustice against particular groups of people. I want you to remember that when it comes down to it, the greatest protest that you could ever engage in is to achieve and achieve greatly. and do it unapologetically. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care if you're an indigenous person from this country. Hell, I don't even care if you came down here from Mars and you repatriated here and you took up residence in this place. If you want to really prove how dumb racism is, don't go out there and fight against it all the time. You ain't got to do that necessarily, except where it is necessary to do it. But the best way to do it is just show them how dumb it is by achieving. It's that simple. Because isn't that what race is about? Saying that you're not good enough because you're black or you're white or you're this, you're that. No, you go out there, you prove that you are. And you don't just do it just to disprove the ineffectiveness of race. More really, you're doing it for yourself, to advance yourself. And then as you do it, your light will shine anyway. Well, anyway, that's all I wanted to leave with you this evening. My name is Dave Thomas III. I'm the author of my little book of truisms, and this has been your moment of truth for today.